Welcome to the road to a million today. We got a fun one today. But before we get into it, I realized something. Katie, we've been doing this call for over 2 years, and I've never asked probably the most important question.
What is the most important question that you have not asked?
Why do you guys show up to this call? I was like I was like, I have all these ideas. I have all these things that I put effort into this call, and I'm like, I think people like this. I think people like this. I think people like this. In 2 years, Katie, I've never asked that question.
That seems silly now that you say it that way.
Doesn't it? It really does. And so, guys, how many times have you guys ever done that same thing where you put so much effort into something, you made so many assumptions for so long, and you never actually just asked the people what they care about or the person what they care about? It's crazy. And so I genuinely thank you guys. I genuinely actually want to know why you guys are on this call. What do you get from this call? Some of you guys are on here consistently. Some of you guys come here and there. And so I'm genuinely curious. And these are things in the chat that I might not see it right in this very moment, but I literally go back and I look at the chat. And so I have this data to go look at because I just laughed at myself, but also not be like, I'm like, not like you're a dummy, but you're a dummy. I'm like, why did I just ask this question a long time ago? But I'm genuinely curious, what keeps you guys coming to this call? Or if this is your first time or your first couple times, what are you looking for? And what would keep you coming back to this call? And for you guys who have been here for a long time, what keeps you coming to this call? And also, what would you like to see moving forward that would keep you entertained, to keep you value-tained? Genuinely curious. At the bottom of my heart, again, right now, this very moment, I'm not going to have the ability to go look through your answers, but I will 1000% go back through and look at this chat and look at what you guys are saying, because this is actually why I do this, guys. It really is. Now, I have my own reason for why I like to do it, but if I understand why you guys show up and what you guys get from these calls, I have the skills to be able to pair those things together of what I like doing versus what you guys want to see. I can put it together, and then we have what's called a marriage, guys. Right? Two people get what they want. That makes two people happy. Okay, this is not about just one person being happy. Right? Not just you happy and me unhappy. Not just me happy, you unhappy, us together happy. Okay, that's how we have a long-term relationships. Okay. And
one thing I'm going to add to this is if you guys actually do enjoy getting value from these calls and you want Logan to continue to invest his effort and his time into them, the more direct answers you can give, the easier it will make it for him to keep showing up. Has anybody ever heard of potpourri? Do you know what potpourri is? Me either, but it smells good. So don't give him those potpourri answers. No one knows what that actually means. Give him direct answers into what you want to see more of and what you guys extract in value from these calls.
Yeah. And another reason why this is going to be valuable for you today is to give feedback, is so that when you're on the other side of it receiving feedback, you understand how to take it. Because at the end of today's call, you guys are going to have an opportunity for your team to be able to give you feedback. And so this is the start of that whole equation of, if you want to get something, give it first. And so today you guys get to be on the giving side. But then I'm going to share with you guys at the end of this call how to be on the receiving side of feedback, which is one of the most valuable things you guys can ever do for somebody, which is, again, why I find you guys valuable, is to receive you guys' feedback. Okay. Because today we're talking about culture. Okay. And how to build $1 million culture. And so I want you guys to think about this question. Okay. I want you guys to think about why you guys started your business and what you expected when you started it. How many of you guys were thinking, man, I just can't wait to manage people's drama, to deal with people who don't show up, who cancel last minute, who don't think about me, who only think about themselves? Raise your hand. That's what you signed up for business. That's what you thought you were getting into. Yeah. Didn't think so. Right? Now, raise your hand if you started your business because You wanted to make a little bit more money. You wanted to build something that you were proud of. You wanted freedom. You? That's me. So then, why does it feel like our businesses own us rather than the other way around? Guys, it's not because we don't have enough clients. It's not because we haven't found the right software. It's not because of our market. It's because we don't have a winning culture. And in fact, a lot of times, your culture is just you. And here's how I can tell. Is because every decision, every problem, it must be run through you. And a business that runs through one person will never become $1 million business. It will never create freedom. And guys, I know this. And I used we on purpose earlier because I lived this. My first 3 years while owning a business, I could not break $5,000 a month in revenue. My business didn't exist without my physical presence. And I say that with confidence because today, our business does over $250,000 a month. Over 3 different states. We employ over 50 people. And all that happened not because of me. It happened because of we. And so that's what today's call is about, guys. I'm going to show you how to build a we culture rather than a me culture. And so I'm really excited to share this because this is really a preview of the culture training that's going to be released inside the Homecoming Mentorship this week.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so the goal by the end of this call is for you to know exactly what you're missing in your business right now and what you can do about it. Katie, share with people how to know if they have a we culture or a me culture.
Easiest way to tell if you have a we culture or a me culture is leave your business for a week and do not check in on it and do not respond to any messages and see what happens.
How many of your guys' businesses would actually run without you? How many of you guys' businesses' standards would run without you? Most business owners, without you, there is no business. Here's the good news, guys. It's also a you problem because culture is how your team behaves when you're not around. And if you're not around and your team doesn't know what to do, okay, what will they do?
They will either do nothing.
Most likely. They'll sit there and wait because why? Why do people do nothing, Katie?
Because you didn't give them directions.
But what are they afraid of?
Doing things the wrong way. Failure.
Yeah, making mistakes. So they do nothing. And then you're sitting there like, why aren't you doing something? Because it's in their best interest to do nothing versus making a mistake because you didn't tell them. It was okay for them to make mistakes or tell them what to do. And so today, guys, you're going to learn how to build a winning culture. Winning clients, winning teammates, a winning business. Okay? What is the foundation of a winning culture?
The foundation of a winning culture is the mission, the values, and the standards.
Yeah. So if I were to ask someone on your team right now why your company exists, what would they say, guys? Okay, what would they say?
They probably wouldn't know the answer, so they wouldn't say anything at all.
Yeah, because they're still afraid. Now they're afraid to say the wrong thing. Oh, what am I supposed to say? What should I say? I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I shouldn't say the wrong things. I'll say nothing. What else will people say? Okay, what's a high probability of what something else Somebody who's got a little bit of courage.
To clean houses?
Yeah. My job is to clean houses. And then what is something somebody would not say to you, but they'll say in their head sarcastically?
I'm just here to collect a paycheck.
Yeah. You guys, the foundation of a winning culture, it has those three elements. Okay. Mission, value, and standards. Your mission is the answer to why you exist. Not what you do, but why it matters. Yes, you clean homes. So do thousands of other people in just your little market. But why should they clean homes for you? Okay, what's the mission of 5-star home cleaning?
By embodying our values and completing our standards, we deliver a 5-star experience.
Every home, every time. You guys, it's short enough to remember, but specific enough to act on. It tells every teammate how the outcome gets delivered through the values and standards, not by luck and not by personality. Let's talk about values. Values are the identity of each person on your team. Katie, what are our values?
Serve, teamwork, accountability, and reliability.
We use STAR as the acronym. The S stands for serve, the T stands for teamwork, the A for accountability, the R for reliability. Easy to remember. Every hiring decision, every conversation gets filtered through these 4 values. When a teammate isn't performing, I'm not saying, I don't like how you're doing this. I'm saying, this doesn't reflect accountability. Or, does this reflect reliability? That's the value of values. Standards, guys. Standards are the specific behaviors required to do the job. Okay, what are our examples for our cleaner standards?
We have 4. Show up 5 minutes early, greet the client with a smile, remove the dirt with a checklist, and perform a final walkthrough.
These are not suggestions. These are not guidelines. These are non-negotiables. Every home, every time. The mission tells us why. The values tell us who. And the standards tell us how. When all 3 are built, and they are felt, and they are used, your team can confidently make decisions without your presence. That's a culture, guys. And a culture works without you having to physically be there. You guys, this is the very first thing inside the culture training that is going to get released this week. And if I had to give advice to my younger self, the Logan who was only doing $3,000 or was doing $5,000 a month for 3 years, I would tell him, like, Logan, build a winning culture. Because when you do, everything becomes clear. Hiring, firing, accountability. Speaking of hiring, Katie, have you ever hired somebody that you have later regretted?
More times than I can count. Yes.
How many of you guys have ever hired somebody that you later regretted? Anybody? You guys, last year, I hired over 200 people. I got a lot of clarity because I had a lot of hires I really regretted. But that regret, it turned into an asset because it built one of the most impactful tools that we currently use today. And that's a hiring scorecard. This hiring scorecard has 11 categories. things like appearance, income goals, tenure intent, work history, reasons for leaving, past jobs, reliability, and a few more categories that we were able to score on a scale of 1 to 10. This scorecard removed the emotion from the equation. And when I had standards to follow every single time, I stopped hiring based on my gut and started hiring based on the data.
This is so good. This also means that Logan's gut doesn't have to transfer to the next person who takes this task off of his plate.
Yeah. And so you guys can imagine, like, when you have 3 locations and you're hiring 50 cleaners, like, it's a lot for one person to do. And this interview scorecard is going to be part of the culture training release. And it's going to help everyone get clarity on the who is coming into your business. Yeah. Hope you guys are excited for this one. That one's so valuable. Speaking of valuable, I want you guys to think about the best teammate you've ever had that's no longer on your team. The one who showed up every day, cared about their work, made your life easier just by being on the team. And I want you to think about why they left. Some people might have moved. Most people just moved on. And they'll tell you because the job was too hard, the pay was too low, they found a better job, a better opportunity that met their goals. Regardless of the reason that they told you guys, the reason why they left is because they felt like they could no longer grow there. They were working hard, but what were they working hard for? Did you push them to get better? Did you even know what they were moving towards? Did you make it clear what they could accomplish within your company? Did you show them exactly what they need to do in order to level up? You guys, people don't leave jobs. They leave stagnated environments. Coaching is what makes growth clear. It allows you to understand what this person wants. What are their goals? How many of you guys know what the people on your team, what they want? Or do you just assume? When you understand what someone's goals are and you're able to align your goals with their goals, it makes confronting standards that were unmet reasonable. It allows you to praise them when their actions are aligned with their goals. Instead of you telling people what to do, it allows you to ask questions to help them come to the understanding or to help them become aware of the question, is their actions aligned with what their goals are? And when they give solutions, the probability of them following through increases. Guys, this is what empowerment looks like rather than entitlement. It's you showing them the path, showing them the challenges, and believing they can make it through each one. Guys, inside the culture training, there's a brand new coaching framework. It shows you how to give feedback without it feeling personal. How to follow up to ensure the feedback is actually implemented. And when someone is not implementing the feedback, you hold them accountable to their goals. Guys, without having the conversation first, accountability feels like an attack. But when you have the conversation with them, accountability feels like you care. The businesses with winning cultures are the ones where the goal is to grow the people.
This is so awesome. This is going to be an amazing release with a new culture training. I'm so excited for this.
Everything that you're currently avoiding, guys, is everything that is going to create a winning culture. You want the hard, you want the challenges, you don't want the easy. You want to communicate. Speaking of communication, Katie, how do we communicate with the 50 plus teammates on our team?
Yeah, through meetings, conversations.
Yeah. So, you guys, if you are the culture in your business, you're probably thinking, I don't have time for meetings. I can barely keep up. I'm too busy. But if you have a winning culture, you're screaming at those other people that you don't have time not to do meetings. Because when you don't have structured communication, the mission, the standards, the values, they just become posters on your wall because no one is actually doing them, because no one reminded them and no one is reinforcing them. Problems that could have been caught in literally 5 minutes just become full-blown crises. You'd be surprised at how one conversation can minimize complete meltdowns.
You'll notice that there's hard in both of those. The initial conversation is hard, but the complete meltdown is hard.
When you don't have meetings, you have teammates who become individuals on an island, just wondering what the rule makers who sit in the office all day are thinking. All your time gets spent putting out fires, rather than creating systems to prevent that from even happening in the first place. Because we have 4 types of meetings that we run across all 3 locations. Katie, what's the first one?
The first one is our team meeting.
Yeah. Describe the team meeting.
Team meeting is our entire team that's physically cleaning, comes to the office, and we meet for about 30 to 60 minutes.
Yeah. We primarily do these on Monday mornings with all of our team now. We share wins, we give feedback, we make announcements, we review numbers, we reinforce the mission, the values, and the standards. Every single week. Katie, have we ever not done a team meeting?
No, we have done a team meeting every single week.
The second type of meeting that we do, Katie, what is it?
The second is our vision meeting. So
Describe
this
the
is for
vision
the
meeting,
office staff only.
which means
And
cleaners are not included in this one.
correct.
Cool.
And this meeting analyzes the data of our business. So we get to hold the office staff accountable for the inputs that they worked on last week. And they also own the outcomes of their inputs. And then strategy on how to close the gap between the outcome that we're looking for and their inputs.
Yeah. So good. Katie just had a realization after doing hundreds and hundreds of vision meetings, coaching people in the vision meetings. Katie just had a client ask her last week, or it was this week, what am I looking for? And so on the release for this culture training, I'm going to share with you guys a little bonus of like how to actually read a vision sheet and what is the goal that you're looking for in these vision meetings. And I was like, wow, I've done lots of vision meetings. I've done more than anybody has. And yeah, I was like, wow, that is clarity. And so excited to share with you guys that on this culture training release that'll happen this week. So we have team meetings, we have vision meetings. What's the third type of meeting that we do, Katie?
Office one-on-ones. So this is a meeting with our office staff in a one-on-one setting. And these conversations are actually just focused on coaching them to increase their standards every single week.
Yeah. Very simple. That's what it is, guys. So if we understand that the goal of a winning culture is to have your business grow and to be able to deliver a 5-star experience without your physical presence, then the cleaners are doing the client's home, and then you have office staff who are the ones that are coaching the cleaners and talking to the clients. The people who actually need the highest standards on your team outside of you is going to be your office staff. And so that's what these one-on-ones are, is to sell them and to show them the path to increasing their standards. Team meeting, vision meeting, office one-on-ones. Katie, what's the fourth meeting?
The fourth is cleaner one-on-ones.
Hey now. Hey now. What are the goals of cleaner one-on-ones? What are the outcomes we're looking for?
Yeah, the goal of the cleaner one-on-one is to provide clarity to the cleaner on what winning looks like. So
Mm,
what does winning on your team actually look like? And where are they at versus where winning is, and closing the gap on winning.
so good, guys. So good. And what else are these one-on-ones for? So we have milestones. So here's where they are. Here's what the next milestone is. What else are the point of these one-on-ones?
Yeah, this is the uncomfortable stuff. The stuff that we want to avoid is when the standards aren't met, we have to have a conversation with them. We have to tell them about the standard not being met.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. So cleaner one-on-ones. Cleaner one-on-ones, office one-on-ones, vision meetings, team meetings. These are the 4 types of meetings that we do every single week. And a weekly cadence, it creates a team that expects communication. They know exactly when and what channels they can communicate through. This allows problems to surface early. It allows us to fight challenges together, which allows us to celebrate wins together. Because that is what a team looks like. Because if you want to build a $1 million business, you must be able to keep good people. And good people stay when they are growing. They feel valued and they are connected to a purpose bigger than themselves. Consistent communication is the key to building a winning culture. Okay, what else is key to building a winning culture?
Yeah, I think recognizing positive behavior and incentivizing the behavior that you want to see more of.
Yeah. So let's start with pay. I want you guys to think about this. What behavior is your compensation structure rewarding? And make no mistake, your incentive structure, your compensation structure is incentivizing something. Okay. Are you just aware of it? Yes, incentives drive behavior. People will do more of what they're rewarded for. The incentives you design signal what matters more than anything you can ever say. Okay, what are the things that we value?
Most importantly, we value reliability.
Guys, this is why we have weekly attendance bonuses for 0 absences. What else do we value, Katie?
We also value the delivery of a 5-star experience.
That's why we have Google review bonuses for each time a cleaner gets their name in a review. What else do we value, Katie?
We value consistency.
This is why we have a gas card bonus. When cleaners demonstrate, they can consistently deliver a 5-star experience. What else do we value, Katie? What do you value?
I value security.
Yeah. And so this is why we reward our priority cleaners with minimum salaries. What do I value a lot, Katie?
You value producing.
Yeah. This is why our office staff receives weekly bonuses when revenue milestones are achieved. And what does the marketplace value?
Efficiency.
Yeah. And this is exactly how everyone here is paid, but it's also how our office staff is paid on profit share. The bottom line, guys. They're paid exactly like us as owners. Now, pay is not the only incentive. Oftentimes, recognition is often why people actually stay. Okay, what are some ways that our team gets recognized?
Yeah, we're very heavily recognizing people. We do shout outs in team meetings. We send them personal messages. handwritten notes, a quick phone call, plaques for major milestones.
I think this is my favorite one. I love talking about teammates behind their backs in the best possible way and just hoping it gets back to them. That's my favorite piece of recognition. How many Google reviews do we have, Katie, amongst all 3 locations?
1,700 Google reviews.
1,700 Google reviews does not happen on accident. It happens because every single cleaner is incentivized to deliver a 5-star experience. Katie, what is our trailing 12 months revenue?
$3 million in revenue.
Yeah. $3 million in revenue, it doesn't happen on accident. It happens because every single office staff is incentivized to produce. Figure out what you value, then incentivize it. And when your business wins and your team wins, that's alignment. Alignment is what allows teammates to go the extra mile, not because you're watching, but because they're invested in the outcome.
We have lots of incentives, and the full list will actually be released inside of that culture training this week. So for those of you that are in the community, highly suggest getting on that Thursday release call.
Yeah. And Katie just dropped the date on it. She gave away the date.
Sorry.
Secret.
Clarity.
Clarity. Now you guys know. Secret's out. It's happening on Thursday. So, guys, up to this point, we've talked about how to build a winning culture. But let me share with you how to kill a culture real fast.
How many cultures have I killed?
I've killed a lot of cultures. I feel confident sharing this with you guys because I've experienced all of them and done all of them, and not just one time, multiple times. And so my confidence comes from my pain of experiencing all 3 of these things. And the very first one, what's the very first one?
This one.
Culture killer number 1.
Culture killer number 1 is when you make exceptions.
Yeah. You set a standard. Someone doesn't meet it. You justify, you reason. You just give that person a pass, just hoping that no one else will notice, sometimes not even yourself. But
we're hoping that they're going to change their behavior next time.
Yeah, it was just a mistake. Or just telling yourself that's just who they are, instead of actually just having a conversation. And the problem with this is that other people see. They do. And they see them getting away with the behavior. And this teaches them that those standards that you set, they're not real. They're just suggestions. And suggestions, they kill a winning culture.
When you make exceptions, everything gets fuzzy. Nobody has any clarity on how to win because the rules change. The rules for me are different than the rules for my teammate. And it causes mass confusion, mass insecurity, and mass exoduses.
That's really good. Culture killer number 2.
Culture killer number 2 is gossip and negativity.
Yeah. When you have people on your team who gossip about other cleaners, gossip about other office staff, gossip about the company, guys, that is a mass exodus in the making. Because gossip fractures trust between team members. It makes great people feel uncertain and unsafe. Guys, it just takes one. One negative person can drag an entire culture down. You must kill the negativity before it kills your business. Culture killer number 3.
Culture killer number 3 is avoidance. Avoiding feedback, avoiding conversations, avoiding actually caring about making people better because you're so worried about yourself and how you feel.
Yeah. Avoidance is actually very selfish. And selfish will kill a culture real fast. How many of you guys want selfish people on your team? Stop being the selfish one. Avoiding feedback doesn't serve your team. It's just you avoiding your own discomfort at the expense of their growth. And when you avoid giving feedback, the problem doesn't go away. It doesn't fix itself. It actually just gets bigger. And the person who needs the feedback is not made aware that they have a problem and is not made aware of how to fix a problem, which means that they just stay the same.
You rob them of the opportunity for them to actually get better.
Yeah. And what ends up happening is that the situation gets to a breaking point because it's now gone on for so long because you've avoided it that you eventually have to have a conversation. The teammate is blindsided because like you didn't have the courage to tell them the truth to begin with. But it's their fault, not yours. Selfish. Not them, you. Avoiding feedback isn't being kind. It's being a coward. You just tell yourself you're being nice.
You're being nice to yourself. You're not making yourself feel uncomfortable.
That's who you're being nice to. You guys, the culture training on Thursday is going to cover every single one of these. Plus, there's one more inside there as well. What it looks like, why it happens, and exactly how to address them when you start to see signs of them happening. Because, guys, building a winning culture is literally half the equation. Protecting it is the other half. Okay? How do you know if you have a winning culture or not? That's where we are right now. This should be the question that you guys are asking yourselves. Do I have a winning culture or do I not? Katie, do you have a winning culture?
Yes. I have multiple different cultures. Some of them are winning, some of them are losing. And the way that we measure this is through surveys.
There, guys. So we have a tool called the ENPS. Stands for Employee Net Promoter Score. And so this survey asks teammates on a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to recommend working here to a friend or family member? And so responses to this question fall into 3 categories. Katie, what is the first category?
Promoters, people who actually love their workplace, would recommend your company, and they talk about it to other people. They, in fact, probably refer people to work for you.
What's the second category?
Passives, they're fine, but they're not super enthusiastic. They're good, though.
And then what is the third bucket?
Detractors, people who are unhappy, vocalizing their unhappiness, and would absolutely not recommend working here to anybody else.
So those are our 3 categories, guys. And that's what allows us to come up with our score. But the score is just the beginning. The real value is what you actually do with the scores and the responses. See, additionally, you ask questions to figure out what would it take in order for you to make this a 10, as an example. And so that's, guys, that's your direct window into how your team actually experiences the culture that you believe that you're building. If you simply send the survey out and do nothing with the results, it will hurt more than it will help. It will just make you an ask hole. Ask for feedback, but don't do anything with it. So the goal is to make at least one visible change based on the feedback, aka listen. This increases your trust with your team. You guys, the goal is for the team to be heard. The goal is not to be perfect. It's just to show them that you're working on it and you're making progress. You cannot improve what you don't measure. You build a culture, you protect the culture, and you got to measure the culture. Keep what's working and continue to improve what needs to be worked on. Because everything that Kate and I shared with you guys today, the mission, the values, the standards, the hiring scorecard, the coaching framework, the meeting cadences, the incentive structures, the recognition systems, the culture killers, the surveys. Guys, this is not theory. This is literally what we are currently doing inside our business right now. The business that's doing $3 million, 3 locations, 50 teammates, 1,700 Google reviews. And so if you guys are inside the mentorship, the culture training will be released this Thursday to you guys. Right? Make sure you guys are on that call. Okay, this training will help you write your mission, define your values, document your standards, if you haven't already. Or it'll just help you give you clarity on how to just continue to make them better. This is not just like do it once. We continue to update our mission, our values, and our standards. And the reason why we do that is because they provide clarity. They give us clarity on hiring, on coaching, on accountability, on meetings, on incentives. They're literally our filter for how we do everything else. And guys, for you guys who are not inside the mentorship, like, this is just a fraction of what's inside the mentorship. This is just one module, the culture training. We also have marketing and sales, client retention, literally a full roadmap to how to build a $1 million business. But more than just content, what you get inside the mentorship, you get support, you get community, guidance from people who have actually built $1 million businesses, and not 35 years ago, today, recently, now. Like real stories, real mistakes, most importantly, real solutions. Building $1 million business does not happen alone. It's like building a culture alone isn't real. We just opened up a 30-day installation program, something that we haven't done for a very long time. And the reason that we opened this up is for the business owners who are not in the mentorship, who want to actually install the $1 million system. With a piece of that being what we talked about today, the culture training. And so guys, understand that this 30-day installation program, like, it's not a course. You don't just go buy this and go do it on your own. That's not what this is. There's plenty of things out there like that. But like, I want you to think about this 30-day installation program. I want you to think of it like a franchise, okay? You get a proven model, proven by hundreds of other cleaning business owners inside the mentorship, a lot of them who are on this call today in the chat, who have $1 million businesses, by the way, or who have doubled, tripled, quadrupled their businesses. You guys will get support and guidance to help you actually learn the systems. Again, not on your own. This is done with you. But unlike a franchise, you get to keep your name, you get to keep your profits, and you get to keep the system, even if you want to leave the program. High reward, very low risk. And so if you're interested in that 30-day installation program, James will drop the link, and you can click that link. And on that page, it will actually share with you everything, how the program works, who it's for. It even gives you the price. Guys, it's less than $1,000. Now, because the price point is actually so low, it fills up, like, it's going to fill up fast. Like, it already has people who are on the wait list. And we actually are limiting this to just 5 people at a time. So we actually can give our attention to a select few people who show their commitment, so we actually can create big transformations. Our focus is quality, not quantity. And so if you caught the vision today and you see what is possible with a $1 million system, like, that link is for you, my friend. That link is for me. 10 years ago, I wanted it. I just needed clarity. I needed someone to believe in me when it was hard for me to believe in myself. The business owners that get to $1 million aren't the ones who work the hardest, guys. They're the ones whose team worked the hardest. So if you want to discover how to make it as easy as possible for your team to work as hard as possible, you guys can click that link and you can apply for the 30-day installation program. And for all you guys who are inside the mentorship, Thursday. The culture training will be released, and super excited to be able to share my pain, and hopefully you guys get the profit from it.
At the very least, it can provide clarity for those of you who struggle setting your own standards and defining your own values. So you can be the leader that your team needs by going first, and then they will follow. And they don't follow what you say, they follow what you do.
Be the leader. Be the leader in your team. Be the one with the high standards. Be the one who serves the most. See everyone else's perspective, not just your own. Appreciate you guys so much. Seriously, so much. Again, for all you guys who are at the mentorship, we'll see you guys on Thursday. For you guys who are not at the mentorship, if you guys want to be part of this thing, there's a link for you to apply. Outside of that, we'll see you guys next Monday again. Happy Monday, guys. Appreciate you guys so much.
Bye.